Hey guys, Rob Reviews here, bringing you another awesome review. This one we're going to be reviewing another episode of course, The Leftovers. They're going to be the finale for Season 1, so this is Season 1, Episode 10, The Prodigal Son Returns. The last episode of Season 1, this one originally aired on September the 7th, 2014, and was directed by Mimi Leder. Leder? Weird name. Anyway, so we'll go through the plot, and then we'll talk about my overall thoughts of the episode, and then, that's Leftover Season 1 done. Moving on to Season 2, hopefully, and hopefully we can get that done in this week, and we'll actually also do the it'll be 4 by tomorrow anyway. We'll do the 4 Season 3 episodes. So basically in this one, we of course see, first of all at the start, we see Kevin calling Matt, because to help obviously discard of the evidence, of course, Patty's body, as that, and we see the sort of burial as well. We see the burial and Kevin's speech. It was a really weird speech, but it was really good acting. Some really, really awesome acting there. When they were sort of doing like a funeral, right? They were reading from the Bible. Of course, he's reading from the Bible as they buried Patty. For God's sake, a really, really upsetting and quite a moving scene. Of course, Patty is a character that we didn't really, well, for the most part, we didn't care for. I don't really think we did anyway. But it was nice to see that anyway. So that was it. That was cool. Then we have the thing with the Guilty Remnant. Of course, we see the Guilty Remnant going through with this plan anyway, and they actually have purchased a load of those dolls, the dolls that we saw in the episode titled Guest, and they place them in all the obviously across Miracle. They place all the things there, of course, of people, of the people, like, their dead things, and of course Nora is one of them. She goes into the kitchen and she sees her husband and her 2 kids, obviously the mannequins of her husband and 2 kids, realistic mannequins, and she just collapses. She's absolutely distraught. She's kind of screaming. A really emotional scene as we see her do that, because we know that she lost everything, and it's just really upsetting to see her kind of collapse over this. Then we see the stuff with Tommy. We basically see he gets back home to try and we see that Christine leaves him with the baby, and she's actually left on her own. She's just gone off and left him with, of course, the Holy Wayne's son. I think she knows that it's pretty pointless. So Tommy obviously makes his way home, and then we actually see Kevin get stopped off at a diner. He stops off at a diner with Matt on their way home, and of course Kevin goes into the bathroom, and in the bathroom he sees the Holy Wayne. The Holy Wayne has actually been shot, and he obviously grants a mysterious wish to Kevin. We don't see what it is, but then we see the riot. Obviously we see the sort of police come into the bathroom, raiding the bathroom. The Holy Wayne just sort of dies next to Kevin. Kevin's obviously pinned down. They arrest him, and obviously Kevin sees the Holy Wayne as he actually dies. And then obviously Kevin's released as they realise he's a cop, and he was just there, going to the bathroom. He wasn't actually like an associate or anything or connected to Holy Wayne. But really, really nice scene. Pretty nice send off to the Holy Wayne's character. It was a nice ending, and I like the fact that it comes back to Kevin. I like the fact that Holy Wayne started with obviously Tommy, then he went to Nora, and then he finished with Kevin. I think it was really nice to see those 3 characters interact with the Holy Wayne before he fatally dies. Then we see that Kevin and Matt return home to find that the riot has actually begun, and the Guilty Remnant, obviously they're rioting outside the Guilty Remnant's house, the movement. They obviously find a beaten up Meg. She's been completely beaten up, and she refuses to say anything except that she obviously made them all remember. Obviously, then we see that the old folks with the Down syndrome kid, and they're actually burning all the mannequins in front of the house, obviously because they're really distraught about the fact that they don't really have the right to do this, break into people's home and do this. And then we see that someone actually sets fires to the Guilty Remnant houses, and obviously Laurie is pulled out, and there's a guy who's dragging her by the hair, and then obviously Kevin comes and knocks that guy, and then Laurie's pointing at the house, keeps pointing at the house at Kevin, and then she sort of hits him and says, and then she obviously screams Jill. She breaks her silence and screams Jill and points in the house, and obviously Kevin realizes, and he runs in there. We don't actually know what's happening at first. It looks like Jill might be dead, and he's kicking down doors, screaming her name. They kind of did it really weirdly where they played music. I would have liked it if they actually didn't play the music. And then he finds Jill, he gets out, and obviously the coffin and stuff. And he obviously saves Jill from the flames. Then we find Tommy arrives in Mapleton with the baby and finds Laurie there, and talks to her for a bit anyway. Nora obviously believes it's best for her to leave town, so she writes a letter to Kevin and she goes to place it on the doorstep. But when she goes to place it on the doorstep, she finds Christine's baby there, and she picks up the baby, obviously thinking that it's left for her, like as a sign. And then we see Laurie and Tommy walk home holding hands while Kevin and Jill arrive back at the house to find Nora with, of course, the baby in her arms. Really cute, nice scene, ending scene. Obviously, I guess they're now a family kind of thing, and obviously Tommy and Laurie go off on their own, and we see that Kevin, Jill, Nora, and the baby are now also together. So really cool scene. I really did enjoy this scene, very much so. There was some really nice stuff in here. I especially like the stuff with there's like the start, and the whole fire thing was really nice, and the fact that Laurie had to break her silence to warn them of Jill was really cool. And overall, it was a really fun episode. Plenty of stuff there. I loved the stuff with Holy Wayne, and the end to Holy Wayne was really nice as well. Overall, a really, really good episode. Not quite a perfect episode. I'd say it's a good 9 out of 10. There was a few things in there at the start that weren't. I don't think we needed such a long funeral for Patty with the whole. But there was some great acting there. I just think it wasn't really all that useful. But I think, 9 out of 10 I think is fair enough. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this review. Tell me your thoughts on this episode of The Leftovers, and I guess I shall see you next video. Thanks for watching as always. Goodbye.